Hey guys, welcome to another amazing episode of talking about kayaks with Aliex. Justin, what's up, bro?
We're gonna catch flack for that one.
You are standing on the biggest, fattest kayak
Milha.
I ever seen.
This is the Milha Skiff from Brazil. It is a rotomolded plastic, roughly 14-foot boat. And what sets this thing apart is a few different things. For one, basically right from the factory, it is kind of ready to go with a lot of what people wanted out of most of their boats. A lot of people wanted storage, and they look for storage. Sometimes on kayaks, they're buying milk crates and black packs and different things like that. This thing has tons of storage. You got a bunch of walking deck space, but you got all this storage. I've put scuba tanks in here. I've put my child in here. Don't ask why, we just did it because we could. We got a 100 amp hour battery in here with the Autoboat system. The Autoboat system is mounted on the front. It's connected to a Minn Kota Riptide 45. And basically we are able to remotely steer this system. And that's a basic motor. So this is a basic 5-speed Minn Kota Riptide 45, and we're able to steer it using the Autoboat system. And the benefit is this is a very compact boat. You know, we're looking for a boat that we can throw in the back of the truck, that we can throw in the garage, and that it doesn't take up a lot of space, but it has a lot of versatility and capability. This boat is going to cost about as much as some of your premium kayaks like the Hobie Pro Anglers or maybe like the Old Town Sportsman's, but you just got a lot of versatility in how to go about rigging it. And you got a lot of storage, particularly in the back here too. I didn't even show that, but in the back, look at all that storage. And the other cool thing is there is a lot of drainage built into this boat. So if you looked at this and at a glance you said that's just a plastic John boat, you would be wrong, because a John boat is essentially a bathtub. If water comes over and lands in the John boat, it has nowhere to go unless you have a bilge pump. With this boat, that's not the case. If a wave comes over the bow of this boat, you can actually see here, there is deep channels, and these act like a gutter system. So you can see all around the hatches, there's deep, like at least 1.5 inch high channels that channel water from the front all the way down. You can actually see water kind of running here, and it will run down into this lower area where I'm standing. And they even put a little bit of raised areas here so you're not just standing in water either. So standing here, the water's gonna run down into here, it's gonna run into these channels, and it runs out the side. Right here you can see one of the scuppers here. The scupper is above the water line, so you don't have to worry about water coming in necessarily, but water can run out. That is one of the biggest things that attracted me to the Milha Skiff. The other aspect is, out of the box or from the factory, it was just kind of ready to go. But if I wanted to rig it, it was really easy to rig. For instance, it did not come with this motor mount up in the front. So I wanted to be able to just throw a trolling motor on the front, you know, and I already had the Minn Kota Riptide and, you know, Autoboat. I'm affiliated with Autoboat, full disclaimer. I am a co-owner in Autoboat. So Autoboat is this adapter kit. It snaps right on this motor. It hijacks the motor, gives it GPS capabilities. Benefit though with this system is this boat's kind of a lightweight system, a lightweight boat. This is the lightweight motor. Even though it's 55-pound thrust, it doesn't weigh a lot. And so it keeps the whole watercraft pretty portable. And to mount this on the front, it was pretty simple. I got this mounting plate off Amazon. It's called the Naivuzi Transom mount, I believe, and it's like 40 bucks or less. And I just took U-bolts from Home Depot, and I have it U-bolted to the front handle, and then I have bolts in the track here. So nothing had to be drilled into this boat to put this mount on. And it's just a very clean, easy setup that doesn't weigh a lot. In the front here, you got hatch, so you have storage or access into the hull. So if you do want to mount anything and you want to have access to be able to reach in there, they have placed access here. The other thing too is, since when I'm fishing, this is kind of my home. I'm kind of right here. I have my feet kind of at a wider stance, kind of just like this, and that gives me a good connection to the boat. I like the fact that they put just simple molded in rod holders here. And so I can drop my rod in and I can work and change out tackle if I want to. Or let's say I catch the fish, I drop the rod right there in the rod holder, and I can hook the fish and release. You have track mounts as well, so you can put camera mounts, whatever you want, but the boat just works. I will say the one thing that I find is kind of silly, these cup holders. These cup holders here, pretty much worthless, really dumb. I don't understand
Wait,
it.
that's a cup holder?
Yeah, apparently those are cup holders.
I thought they were lure holder.
They're apparently something, I don't know what. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But, you know, there's other little things like right here. I think this is maybe for like nav lights. So I think it's so that you can bore in those little like button lights and have like little nav lights. Go into the back. Oh, this is pretty cool. So it has its own dolly system right here. There's this mount here. I think for around $100 or so, you can buy the wheel kit. And this mounts on here. And there's these little wheels that pop in. And it makes it really easy actually to maneuver this boat. So highly recommend the wheel kit for this. Although I have tried, honestly, kayak carts. Because according to, you know, Aliex and I, this is just a really big kayak. But we're not gonna get too much into that. Coming here into the back, we got a nice aluminum transom. Comes standard on this boat. So that's really nice. It's not some cheap, you know, plastic transom. It's aluminum because you're putting a lot of force with the motor mounts and clamping it on. You don't want to have just plastic there. You know, I like Solo Skiff. I think Solo Skiff is a great little boat, but they have a plastic transom. Some companies had made drop sleeve aluminum sleeves basically for their transoms, but you know, that's an added cost. This comes with the aluminum transom, and I really like that. Then you also have extra flush mount rod holders, and then they have these molded in like grab handles, which actually I really like, because having fabric grab handles in the Florida sun doesn't work well. Eventually they dry rot and then you end up breaking handles. And if you're on a trip and you break handles, especially with this, which is about 175 pounds, that's gonna suck. It's not gonna be fun. So this is about the biggest boat that I would say I would want to have for like throwing in the back of the truck and, you know, just not having a trailer for. I'd say this is getting to be about max. You know, it's 175 pounds. It's just at that breaking point in terms of length and weight to where I feel like I can manage it without having to have a trailer, and I can get it in the water and out of the water pretty easily. So yeah, that's kind of a look at the Milha Skiff. You can get it at tbnation.net. Aliex will have
wait.
I think
use my affiliate links, support the wait, use my affiliate link, support the channel. Hey, you were talking about the handle. What just happened with the Zulu?
Oh, handle with the Zulu. Yeah, the handle ended up breaking on the Zulu.
The bolt got loose.
Yeah, the bolt got loose during transport, and so the fabric handle is just flopping around. We can't use the handle. So having molded in handles, it's a smart choice. So yeah, but you got the e-propulsion motor on here. That's also available at tinyboatnation.net, tbnation.net. You can use Aliex's code here. I like this motor a lot. I know there's alternatives. The Newport motor is another pretty popular one, the NT300, but that has a separate battery. It's a non-proprietary battery, so that's a plus. But some people might not want to have one extra thing to carry. This is kind of one system. And the e-propulsion, I will say, is great for if anyone also sails. If you're also into sailing, this system is solar chargeable. They have a solar charging kit, and it's just a very altogether kit. Like, you don't have to worry about carrying also a battery, but both have their merits. So you just kind of look and see what is best for you. I know Aliex, you have the NT300, right? It's a great motor. It has very similar specs in terms of performance, I think. It's just two different companies, pretty much.
Yeah. Wait, rating. So what's the maximum?
So the rating on this right here, we got U.S. Coast Guard rating. It says 2 persons or 300 pounds, 400 pounds persons motor.
Bro, we overloaded it.
And 6 horsepower motor.
Yeah. Okay, so you and I is 400 pounds, give or take. After dinner is 500.
Yeah.
And we were like going 3+ miles an hour with that auto boat.
Yeah.
On that inexpensive,
But-
really cheap, you could find out one more for under $200 motor.
Yeah. So the thing about it too is people were mentioning, I made a video, or I showed a video on my channel where this thing had a bunch of bricks in it. And that was actually over 1,000 pounds of bricks. And no one seemed to believe me. They were like, yeah, right, that's 1,000 pounds of bricks. So I literally had to break down how many bricks were in each hatch, and people still didn't believe me. I don't know what to tell you, but this thing was tested with over 1,000 pounds of bricks in it, and it still was floating fine. The US Coast Guard just has their own rating system, and so they have it rated for 2 persons or 300 pounds, 400 pounds, person's motor, gear, 6 horsepower motor. That's what the way they have it worded. I don't know, you can just take a look at it right there. But yeah.
But based on our testing today,
yeah, we had 2 people
it could
on
carry
it.
400 pounds easily.
Oh, easily, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of, yeah, you know. the
How about
rating
stability?
versus
Is it good?
the stability? Yeah, so that's another thing. Yeah, we'll talk about the stability. I'm trying not to hit right here. I'm kind of tied
Hey,
up
that
with-
was me, by the way.
No, it's all good. So the initial stability, you got a little bit where it rocks.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying not to hit there. So it rocks a little bit, you know, here with the initial stability. And for some, that might rock a little bit more than what they're comfortable with. But what I found is once you get used to it, it's very stable. I mean, I went shark fishing on this and I was out all day. I was standing mostly the entire time. I was running the auto boat system. I have a video on that, and I felt very, very stable. And for someone that's coming from the kayaking world, you're definitely gonna feel stable on this. But yeah, you do have a little bit of rocking, and then it kind of stabilizes out. And see, I'm kind of leaning quite a bit. And I got quite a bit of my weight out there. It's still not tipping. I mean, that's quite a bit of weight. I don't want to actually tip it. I don't know where the tipping point is because I haven't really pushed it that heavy, but it's substantial. You'd have to really be leaning out of your way to tip this thing. And the other thing is too, the more weight you put in the hatches, the more lower center of gravity you have, so it's more stable.
The only water will be the water line over there with the scoopers.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of letting a little bit of water in, depending on how much you load it down, yeah, the scuppers might let in a little bit of water, but when you're motoring and you're underway, that will run right back out.
6 horsepower gas maximum.
Yeah, that's what it's rated for, is 6 horsepower. I've seen them though in Brazil with like 10 horsepower, 15 horsepower.
Didn't
I mean,
a tiny boat out of nation put like a 35 or a 40?
I don't know what the heck he put on it. I don't remember, but like just for testing purposes,
I think it was a 15.
But yeah, so I mean, do it at your own risk. You can do it, you know, but it's rated for 6 horsepower. Me personally, where I find this boat shines is I like just having it be lightweight but have tons of deck space. So I love, even though this isn't the max horsepower and capability, it's very torquey motor. I like having this, you know, roughly 3.5 horsepower equivalent electric motor on the back. It's easy to drop on, it's lightweight. It gets me out on the water quickly versus lugging around a lot of heavy gear.
And it's silent.
And it's silent, yeah. In terms of sneaking up on fish in the flats, I mean, this has been really nice. I mean, between having the auto boat system, like the motor, and having the propulsion, having 2 electric motors, you really can creep up on the fish a lot better than having a big, loud 4-stroke outboard. So,
Hey, Justin, I have a question for you.
yeah, what's up?
If you put your push pole on the water, but nobody records it, does it make a sound?
That's, it's debatable. I don't think so.
So push pole doesn't make a sound?
No, not if no one records it.
True. What if somebody is recording it with a GoPro?
Yeah, then maybe yes.
I argue that people make more sound when they're push poling or paddling than a trolling motor like that one or this one going at really low speeds.
I think so too. I mean, I think lower speed with a trolling motor, I haven't seemed to spook any fish, and I would rather run low speed with a trolling motor as long as I can run shallow enough, because that's the key. Is, you know, you can only run so shallow. You know, you're basically working with your prop depth. Your prop has to be under the water.
The cavitation.
You know, or you have cavitation. If you have to go shallower than that, push pull. If you're not going shallower than that, then motor, because quite frankly, I haven't seen a need very often, unless I'm going and running through spit basically. I haven't seen a need to have a push pole on board most of the time. If I'm trying to go way back into waters where no other boats have gone and I'm running through like just small amounts of water, yeah, maybe a push pole would be making sense. But most of the time, trolling motor, got it running pretty shallow draft, it works fine. So
you're a numbers guy. They claim that it does make a sound, but the sound is more natural. What do you think about that?
More natural? I mean, all I know
like
is
the push pole or the paddle, right?
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. I just know what the heck I see. I don't have to get into all the science of it. I mean, but if I'm motoring and the fish ain't spooking, it's good enough for me. I mean, we can get all into the analytics and data of it and plot out a whole bunch of numbers and get some, you know, I don't know, earthquake seismographs and all sorts of crazy stuff. I don't need that if I can see that the fish aren't spooked.
Correct.
So
you know what spooked the fish?
What?
Boat proximity.
Boat, yeah.
To the fish.
Yeah. Some people like to literally go on top of the fish and then try to catch them, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, or your shadow.
That's why you cast to them.
I argue your shadow spooked them more than the sound of whatever you're making.
Yeah.
Because they could see you coming.
That is a good thing. So a lot of people are putting EVA decking on it, and that's one thing I do recommend on this. I do recommend if you're going to be in a very hot climate, like I'm in Florida, and my buddy Mike is in Lake Havasu, like Arizona area. I recommend decking this out with EVA turf. I haven't done it yet because I'm actually borrowing this boat from one of the distributors. I borrowed it for a long time. I think maybe he forgot about it. Maybe I'll borrowing it to the point where it might be like common law, like, you know, I don't know.
You married the boat.
Yeah, it's like, it's married to me now. He can't have it.
Part of the family.
Yeah. There was no prenuptial agreement. Sorry.
Yeah, boat has no rights. So.
Yeah. So it might just be mine. Sorry, Steve. Anyway, I would probably turf this if it was my boat.
See, that what you did right there, that could potentially spook a fish.
Yeah.
Because it's all of a sudden change in the scenery.
Yep. But if we, you know, put something in there, you know, it helps soften the deaden the sound. It helps soften the sound a little bit, you know.
So, will you, like, let's say you don't have any kayak. Let's say you're choosing between a pro angler and this. You could only have one.
Okay, so a pro angler or this.
You're gonna trailer it.
You haven't seen my pro angler.
Well, you're gonna trailer it. So the rules are you gotta trailer it.
I have to trailer it?
Yes.
Well, then the whole purpose, you know, then I can go with a dang Carolina skiff.
No. It has to be a plastic boat, kayak-like. And the only condition is that you have to trailer it because you're 80 years old.
If you're gonna trailer it, I'd say this then, because at the point where you're trailering, then what the heck does it matter? I mean, go with the biggest boat that fits on the dang trailer. But, you know, if I didn't have the trailer, I would be going with something along the lines of either that Kaku Zulu or the Hobie Pro Angler. My Pro Angler has a bow mount transom setup, so I can drop that same auto boat onto the front. I can also put it on the back. I even have a what they call the Boondocks mount, and I can put the motor on the back if I want to. And then I can still run my pedals. And, you know, having the pedals is nice. You know, if the motors go out on this, I'm paddling or I'm walking the boat back in the flats. So there is that aspect. I like redundancy. So having redundant propulsion options is nice.
I just want to know how much Hobie's paying you.
How much Hobie's paying me?
Yeah.
They pay me nothing. In fact, I have tried so many times to work out a deal with Hobie. They have not paid me anything. I bought one of their $7,000 kayaks, for goodness sakes.
That was fun.
Yeah, you were actually on that. Yeah, I bought, like, I don't even know how many thousands of dollars in Hobie's kayaks. They have not paid me anything. I did get a updated pedal drive from them. That is the only compensation I've ever gotten from Hobie in my entire career doing YouTube.
And the only thing I got from Hobie is a live well and a I love you alias care package.
Yeah.
Did you get the care package?
I did not get the care package. I do not feel loved.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I got was an updated pedal drive. I just said, hey, I really want to be able to show the latest pedal drive on my kayak. But I'm not even running the latest Hobie. I'm running a 2015, I think, Hobie. but
that's the same thing.
But it has EVA turf on it. It's all decked out. I got drawers underneath the seats for tackle. It's pretty slick. So I'm pretty partial to my Hobie Pro Angler, just in terms of it being about as shrunk down as I can get, because I have the 12-foot model, and it's still having everything within reach and kind of where I need it. But
Justin, you're a kayak guy. Bye, we're done.
Yeah, I'm a kayak guy. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I prefer kayaks over even little boats like that, because it's so much easier to just drop it off anywhere. And if you want a trailer, you could, but you don't have to.
I think the big thing would come down to is if you have kids or some other people you want to ride along, this does have the space for that. I will say.
It's more fun if we tie them up to the bow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, on the kayak.
The Pelican Catch power with Andres in the front when he was little, that was fun times. Really fun times. So bro, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts, I'm gonna play around on some of these other kayaks that you brought. You got a Kaku Zulu here, a Send, I think 133X.
The best built kayak in history.
The heck it is. I'm already skeptical. You know, it's the Bass Pro Special, I understand that, but that kayak, we're gonna get into that. We're just gonna get into it. Okay. Yeah.